And we're recording. I don't know if we're streaming yet. Check.
Yeah, where did Cody go?
Yeah, we're streaming, huh? Many people are probably wondering, or they're saying mistakes were made if I'm sitting in this chair. Yeah, we're streaming.
You guys back?
Yeah, we're streaming. We're officially streaming.
You did it. Say good job.
There's nobody on yet.
Leave. Yeah, you see, Nicole's already. She knows mistakes were made if I'm sitting here, dude. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. Am I the captain? I'm the captain now.
You're the captain now, but you have to do a countdown before we start. So this is all
that's
irrelevant.
right. I gotta do the zebra stuff, right? The
zebra sticks.
Okay.
But don't do it until we're ready.
All right, you guys ready or what?
Well, I'm always ready, but I don't have to do anything.
Everything I had to do, I already did. I pushed all the buttons, so we're ready. We're streaming already. So at this point, I guess just do I notate the starting time on this recording?
Yeah. And no one's heard from Casey. I texted him earlier. He said he was at the store.
2, 1.
All right, 3, 2, 1. All right. Hello. Good night. Good evening, everybody.
Well, good evening, sir.
I was going to say good morning, but it's not morning.
You know, it's nice, like just looking straight across at you instead of Cody.
It's weird, right?
I think the show just definitely got an aesthetic upgrade right now with you sitting in that captain's chair.
This is throwing my chi off. Like I'm totally off right now.
Are your chakras?
My chakras are not aligned right now.
Do you need me to realign your chakras?
Yeah, can you
let me turn my camera off.
Dude, no, we leave it on, bro.
Oh, man. That's how we make the big bucks.
This is how we make the big bucks. Oh, Cody has bad echo and his volume is too high. How do we fix that, Cody?
I don't know. I'll be on mute most of the time anyways.
Oh, I turned you down. I turned you down right here.
Okay.
So hopefully that.
Casey just texted and said he's trying to log in too.
Okay. How's that duty driven? Is that better now for Cody? Maybe not.
You said duty.
But yeah, so apparently I'm the captain now. I mean, I don't know.
I'm okay with that. I'll be your first mate. Like, I'm your Gilligan to your skipper.
Who's Marianne?
We don't have a Marianne. We're looking for a Marianne.
Didn't that discussion always come up, right? Who was hotter?
Oh, it was Marianne. 100% it was Marianne.
100%.
Yeah. And if you don't know, people, actually everybody that listens to our show, I think, knows Gilligan's Island. But yeah, Marianne over
Ginger,
of course.
Yeah, apparently you're still super loud, Cody, so I don't know what. Oh, it's better now. Okay. Yeah,
thanks, Mark. What's up, Shy?
So yeah, I mean, does that cover? Is that one of the verses?
That could be a versus episode.
Yeah. That's for another.
Oh, are we gonna do? Are we doing versus episodes now?
That's another thing. I don't even know what you're talking about right now.
Okay.
But anyways, so Cody, he's
Cody, what's going on? Why are you?
You're remote. You're remote.
You're apparently in a closet.
I'm in my truck. So Tammy's got a new job. She's traveling this week, so I'm on daddy duty. Tuesday nights, while we record the show, Tammy usually takes Presley to her hip-hop dance class. So while Tammy's out of town, I brought Presley to the hippity-hoppities class, and I'm sitting in the parking lot in my truck for the next 20 minutes or so till she gets out. And while I was sitting here, there was a chick sitting in the lobby waiting for her daughter, a lady sitting there, and she had a hat with the same logo of the company that Matt works for. And I walked over and I was like, "Hey, do you know a fuzzy, annoying dude?" And she's like, "Matt," and I was like, "Yeah, that's the one." So I just spent 20 minutes talking to her about everything around air conditioning and project management and hospital bills and what have you.
Hospital bills.
Sounds interesting. You bored her with like work shit. Good.
No,
Nice.
that was her conversation.
So as far as this hip hop class, do they take adults? Because I've wanted to learn like just to dance anything, like whether it's hip hop, the waltz, just whatever, just so I don't look like a moron.
I suggest that the four of us sign up for an adult hip hop class and we film that shit. I will do it.
That's stuff people in Eastvale do. I don't do that, dude.
Yeah. Jose, you just naturally have, the rhythm and the ability to dance to various.
With enough vodka clubs, anyone has the.
Well, no, I know. I want to do it like in a cool way. I want people.
Dude, I got dance, and we used to do from like 18 to 22. Man, we would go to the clubs on a regular basis.
Again, with enough vodka clubs,
I got
you can dance whatever you want to dance to,
bro. We used to go. So me and my buddy, we were very much not country guys. Like we didn't listen to country music. We didn't own cowboy boots or cowboy hats.
But you went
and
to Montana's.
We went to it was called, I think it was called Midnight Rodeo. It was in San Bernardino, and it was like an old grocery store that they converted to a country club.
Oh yeah, but
and it was the
branding iron, I think.
Is that what it was? But we would go and we would stick out like a sore thumb there because we didn't look country at all, and we would pretend not to know how to line dance and get the cute girls to teach us how to line dance. It was the best scheme. It worked twice.
That was so.
We went there 50 times.
In my single days, way back when. That was, I think it was Montana's, like in San Dimas, was like the
yeah.
bar.
Dude, I've been there before.
I had a co-worker was like, "Oh, dude, you're like a single guy. You need to go to Montana's. You want to like meet women or whatever." I'm like, "Oh, that sounds amazing."
Meet women or just meet whatever, huh?
Yeah, just meet, mix and meet, knob and hob.
Yeah, knob and hob, dude.
And I'm like, that sounds like a country bar. Yeah, it is. I gave it one shot, and it was I just can't. It was too much for me. It was like there were again like beautiful women. I just can't do the country.
How about the men?
Lots of hunky dudes. Lots of hunky. Jose. There were a lot of hunky dudes there too.
My ex was into country music, and we went to a Dixie Chicks concert once. And I called my buddy who was single from the concert, and I was all, "You need to follow the Dixie Chicks around the country." It was a spectacle. It was amazing. I mean, this is mid-'90s when they were like super hot, like when they were like top of the charts.
I mean, Yellowstone's a big show right now. You'd think there'd be more like country bars opening up. I mean, Yellowstone's huge, dude. It's a big show.
Dude, there's like 6 of them here in Norco. There's like 6 of them right here.
There's that.
But country music sucks. Like it is always. Look, actually, like real country music, like the original stuff. I guess is.
What is that? Like what's original country music?
Alabama, George Strait.
Yeah, actually, I don't know. Like just stuff that wasn't popular. I don't know. I just don't. I don't like the twangy, especially like the watered down, the twangy country music myself. And that's just me. And you could still like it.
I don't even know. I couldn't tell you one country superstar. Garth Brooks. He's big, right?
He was. Exactly.
Okay, Garth Brooks. Have you ever seen the Garth Brooks hosting SNL episode?
No.
There's an episode of Saturday Night Live with Garth Brooks hosting, and they do a skit, and it's a Jeopardy style game show called Old French Whore. And Garth Brooks is dressed up in full drag as an old French whore, helping a college student answer trivia questions to get money to pay for tuition. And it's the funniest shit you've ever seen in your life.
I'm surprised he was up to that.
Dude, at that time, he was the biggest thing in the world. He could have done. Look at guys like Dwayne Johnson and John Cena and Wahlberg and these guys that are like super masculine, studly dudes. They'll make fun of themselves. They will dress up. They will do whatever because what are you going to do to knock them down? Like, you can't knock them down a peg.
That's true. Like, yeah, they're already at the top. They're so far at the top. Like,
yeah.
I just want to say, like, the camera angle that Cody has going on, it looks like he's been abducted by aliens or like something's been going on. There's a lot of lights and stuff going on.
I'm right by the entrance, the driveway entrance to the center here, and so cars are pulling in.
Confirmed, you're not being abducted.
It's like, look, Cody, they are gonna take you.
Dude, they don't want me. I'm the last one they want. They're like, no. That one's broken. We'll get a different one.
I think it's a little arrogant to think we know what aliens want, you know?
No, not aliens.
Well, I guarantee it's not me.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. If we're gonna like human trafficking, of course nobody knows.
Yeah,
what
they're
has
like,
nothing to do with kids?
No.
Aliens? Like who?
They're gonna try to harvest body parts from me and be like, ooh shit, we got a rotten one. This one wasn't ready to be pruned.
This is a refurbished model.
Yeah. That's right. It's got stitches all over the place.
This was a real refurbished model. You don't want that.
So, do we have like a discussion, like snap?
Oh.
I was just talking about, do we have a topic of discussion tonight? And then, lo and behold, who do we have popping in?
The discussion is what happened? Why is Casey 12 minutes late? What happened? 20 minutes late.
I ran home after getting stuff for the sick baby, and then I scarfed down some food, and then the laptop was like, "There's no internet."
I thought you were buying water again.
Waiting in line for water. Excuse me, checkout person. I don't think you understand. I am a very important person. I have a podcast I have to log into.
It's 6:30. I gotta get out of here.
I gotta get out of here. Look, I try it all the time, and it doesn't work for shit. Can I get a discount? I have a podcast.
Yeah.
No, sir. This is fucking Taco Bell. What kind of discount? What are you doing here? I'm trying to get a discount.
Yeah, I had to get like a humidifier and shit like that.
Is he okay? What's going on?
Susan's had an ear infection for the last week, so he's probably like sick. Just a cold.
Speaking of ear infection, Casey's the only one that responded to my video. Did you guys watch that video I sent you?
I did. I watched it. I did not respond to it because it was too. It was too on point. Like, dude, come on.
So it's a video of it's like picture these couple at a doctor's office, and they just outfit the husband with the hearing aid, and he's like, do you hear me? The doctor says, do you hear me? And he says, yes. And he says, do you hear your own voice? Yes. And they're crying, and all of a sudden the wife just starts going on about how this is so fantastic, and we can talk all the time now, and I can call you, and we can tell you about my stories and stuff like this. And the dude's like, turn it off. Do you not hear that? That's the most annoying thing. I don't want to hear anything anymore.
That's fucked up.
And the doctor goes, listen, look, as a fellow married man, because again, the premise was this is the first time he was hearing his wife, like, just machine gunning him, like, with her mouth. Just, oh my God. And he's like, can you not hear this? And the doctor's like, no, sir, I can assure you, this is, as a married man, welcome to what we got to deal with. I don't believe you. You're a liar.
And by the way, I've never had anybody offer to machine gun me with their mouth, Matt. That's whatever that service is. Where'd you go to get that?
Oh, you don't want that. I mean, I don't think that's something that you want. But if you need it, you could find it. It's the internet,
So
that girl don't have a machine gun mouth. So what did I miss? What were you guys talking about before I
Well,
came in?
Nothing.
Jose and
fashionably
I initially like, well, what are we going to talk about? Like, what if Cody doesn't come on?
Yep.
We were talking like maybe Casey would be have a little insight into adventure bikes.
Adventure motorcycles.
What are you thinking about that, Casey?
What are your thoughts on that, dude?
Because
man.
I have a full-on dirt bike.
Here's how I see it going. Similar to like most people's trucks, or 4Runners or Jeeps, you would end up with so much shit bolted to that bike.
Why though?
I don't, not on purpose. It just would happen. You're like, oh, you know, it'd be cool if you could bring a fire pit. And then you have
Yeah.
then you'd build a rack on the back. You're like, I bet you I could make an awning pit on here. And then you just like you end up with so much shit bolted to the back. Like,
Cody, are
you
you
need
clicking?
you need a support vehicle.
And I can't believe you're back on this, Matt. Are you considering the adventure bike again?
No, Jose is.
I'm not considering.
What?
It's just I've been watching videos on them. I'm just asking, what's the general consensus on adventure bike?
The general consensus from me, someone that rode both dirt bikes and street bikes for a very long time and had conversations.
Well, let me ask or tell me if I'm wrong, but I was telling Matt, I'm like, I think it's gonna be a shitty street bike. It's gonna be a shitty dirt bike.
That's exactly what I was about to say. It's not good of either. It's like if you want to just go on a dirt road, look. If you're an ex motocross professional racer, I am certain you can do some amazing things on an adventure bike.
Yeah.
But a 4-year-old, we cannot. It's not a good enough street bike to be fun, and it's not a good enough dirt bike to be fun. It's the ultimate concession in both sides of the arena, as far as I'm concerned. Like
it would be fun as a street bike, but it would get old because you'd eventually be wanting it to do more. Like, man, I really wish this thing went faster, or I could do corners better.
Yeah,
same with like in the dirt, you'd be like, man, this is awesome, but I really wish it could do more.
So
I went down the YouTube rabbit hole and I ended up on Kawasaki KLR 650 like reviews.
Dude, Brian had one of those. Casey, remember our buddy had one of those. It spent more time sideways than it did upright, and that's including in the truck on the way to get to the trail. It is so tall and heavy, and it has it's super tall, it's heavy, it's got a big gas tank. The center of gravity is like right at your crotch.
I was telling Matt, it holds almost 7 gallons. That's a shit ton of fuel, dude.
It is. But if you get just off camber and you're not in the throttle, boom, you're down. How many times did he replace the plastics on that thing in the year that he had it?
I don't even remember.
He bought multiple sets of plastic because every time it went out, he broke it.
Yeah, but apparently that's like the go-to bike if you want to ride around the world in. I mean, I'm not saying you're going to ride around the world in like fast or comfortable. It's just the one that's going to get you around the world. I don't know.
100%. But if you're doing that, here's my opinion. The adventure bike is, you're not trying to, quote, perform on dirt or on the street. You're just trying to commute and experience it.
Yep.
So here's how you'd be at home. You're like, I'm going to go for a ride today. I'm going to go up to Big Bear. You get on your bike, you take off, you go for a ride, and then you'd stop somewhere. You'd be like, you know, it'd be cool. I wish I'd have brought a lunch and maybe a couple of beers. So then you're going to start figuring out how you're going to get food and some beers with you on the trail. And then you're gonna want to cook something. And then you're like, okay, I'm going to need a little stove.
No.
And then you're like, man,
that's not going to happen.
It was too hot. I needed somewhere to put my jacket. Or it's going to be cold when I get there. I need somewhere to bring a jacket. And
I think there's a lot of echo on Cody's end. Do you have like your mic on and your speaker and or vice versa on your phone?
No, but I'm going to go on mute because I'm going to go back into this class thing because she's going to be out in a minute. So I'll just jump in.
All right.
10-4.
But I think that you'll, like, at first, it'll be awesome because you go on some short day rides, but eventually you're going to want to go further, stay longer, like.
So
Yeah, but
I
that's
don't
why
know.
you get those boxes that you put on the side.
That's what I'm saying. I think eventually it's like you're rolling down, you're rolling like a Harley full bagger
Yeah, you got
down,
boxes and
down
you're
the
carrying a
down the
fucking like
Mojave Trail
you're carrying
with
an
your
Alice pack with like 3 days of rations and shit.
with your
Harley
Beats by Dre
three-bagger.
speaker mounted to the fucking handlebars.
Then you're gonna figure out, okay, I need a USB port for my fridge, my mini
Plus,
fridge.
No,
plus, you know, hey, that thing don't have Apple Play, Jose.
Dude, it doesn't even have a tachometer.
so I'll tell you right now, it seems like I need to keep my dirt bike for the 1 or 2 more times I'm gonna ride it, and then I need to get that MT-09 so that I can ride out of my garage. And guys, we're going to Big Bear, like, and then just go wheel up to Big Bear, have lunch, hang out with Casey, show him how sweet my bike is, and then
And then
ride
I'll
back
get
down.
there 20 minutes later on my KLR 650. Look, dude.
Oh man!
Look.
Now you
I
gotta
would
buy
love-
two,
I would love a
two
dual
bikes,
sport.
Holmes. It's 2 bikes. Everybody
So
has
that's-
2 bikes these days.
That's classified differently than like a dual sport, right? Like an enduro.
It's
not-
called,
it's-
dude. Apparently, there's a whole subsection of motorcycles called adventure bikes. So each major
aren't they
brand.
just glorified dual sports?
I don't know
like-
what a dual is.
No, it is the next level dual sport. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, each brand has one. I think Honda, theirs is like a Africa Twin or something.
Well, no, you're the Africa Twin. I think that's like the next level up from the KLR, from the Cowie you're talking about.
It is. It's like
The
it's
Africa
more
Twin is
bougie.
like
It's
more of a that's a full on.
That's like a bougie.
That's a Dakar bike.
Yeah, exactly. You do 100 miles an hour on that bike on the highway, like that's a full
But
on.
the KLR is like
1150.
a poor man's adventure bike, right?
That
like,
that is you're exactly right. That is half of that other bike, the Africa Twin. Exactly.
yeah, because I saw a review of
But
the
the
Africa
Africa Twin, it's still it's probably similar in skill level to ride off road. It just has a lot more. It's more capable, like the suspension.
Yeah, I mean,
you still need to. It's a higher level that you'll be able to achieve on that bike.
because it's faster.
It's got more power. So power's always like the greatest thing because it'll get you out of a lot of shit, but also put you in a lot of shit. If you're not your skill level. So
So that KLR 650 is perfect for me, dude. I can't get in any trouble.
Minimal
no,
trouble.
anytime you're
Medium trouble.
This is
Anytime there's 2 wheels, there's
Yeah, you
potential
can
for
get in
trouble.
trouble
yeah.
for sure.
This is my theory. When you're on dirt,
yeah.
you're gonna drop the bike. You're gonna fall. You will. That's my opinion, and that's what scares me today. Like with my 450, I can go ride tomorrow if I wanted to. Load the bike up and
Yes.
go do it. But I know, like I know me, and I'd probably poke around and be fine for the first hour or 2. And then I'd start getting my
Start
my
getting your
rhythm
groove back.
back, and then I'd be like,
Mojo.
all right, I'd start pushing a little bit.
Start kicking
and,
out.
And whether I'm not saying like I'd wipe out and like destroy my shoulder or whatever.
I am saying you would do that.
But I will drop the bike eventually. Like if it's just a matter of time because I'm gonna push my limit a little bit. And my limit I can say confidently that I'll recognize my limit is a lot lower than it used to be. But that's just my mentality is if you're not falling, you're not trying. Like you're not it just is what it is. And so falling at 20 miles an hour, like in a sandy area or whatever, and it's like, 5-10 years ago, it's like I just walk it off like whatever. But doing it now would be like, oh my God, am I going to be okay? Should I call like, where's my life alert? So that's kind of the thing. And for my, I still want to ride. I want to ride something. Maybe I just need to shift to like just being on the street and, something I can ride out of my house or whatever. And though at that point now you're dealing with morons on the highway and it's like, God, there's never a perfect scenario. It's not like there's like hey, I'm going to go take my $10,000 street bike and just ride somewhere completely safe where there's nobody around.
It's SoCal, dude. There ain't no safe area
No,
around
exactly. So
And it seems like there's way more morons than there used to be.
Well, there's 110% you're correct because everybody has cell phones now. And I'll tell you, as an old prick, I'm an old ass dickhead now. People drive around on their fucking phones,
Dude,
and that's
they're
why
like
things
this.
are not.
They're just this, like literally with their phone in front of their face.
That's why things are not as safe as they used to be, and whatever, however safe that was. But that's 100%. People are not focusing. I'm not saying people on street bikes are not focusing. I'm saying people that you
other people.
Exactly.
So,
People in automobiles.
Yeah, and then you got Tesla's self-driving. People assume that it's going to get you there on autopilot, so it's even less focused there on the road.
I would almost trust a Tesla-controlled vehicle more than 75% of people on the road.
I have way more confidence in robots.
Yeah, that's pretty sad. I also I share that sentiment. Like, I think let's sell ourselves over to the robots.
We had this car come in the other day, and Corey was oogling over it because it was like it's all handmade, like it's not
the car
made in on. Yeah, I forget what car it was. He was saying
a handmade.
It's all hand. It's all like like people put the parts together, not a machine, not an assembly line of machines putting the car together.
Oh, it's called a Land Cruiser.
And I was telling myself, I don't know that I like that. I rather the robots build it.
Nah,
I
dude,
trust the robots are going to do the same thing over and over. I don't want the car that Patricia fucking built on Friday.
She forgot to torque one thing.
You guys are forgetting something.
She couldn't take fucking Monday
off. You guys
off.
are forgetting something. Land Cruiser has its own assembly line. It's all built like by people, not robots. So like
robots.
Robots. I mean, dude, this is top tier people. Like they want to build this shit. You're not gonna get the Ford worker that built my truck on a Friday and was a piece of shit. Like these are people that want to build.
That sounds like Indiana
Jones.
But
that's Land Cruiser. This was not a Land Cruiser.
Well,
okay? We don't know if those people if they got suckered into the job.
Yeah, right? It's like just push this button, like, turn this wrench or turn this socket wrench like 10 times until it stops.
No, I want robots building my shit.
Yeah, I'm pretty down with robots myself. It's like
for anything.
Let's put it to you this way: I haven't met a robot I didn't like.
Okay.
All right, how about that? Yeah, I was gonna say like it sounds like Indiana Jones, like where they got the Ark, right, and they bring it back, and then the government is like, yeah. Indiana Jones goes, "Where's the Ark? Why isn't it at the college or whatever?" Our top people are looking at it, and he's like, "Top people, motherfucker! You just asked me like 2 hours ago in the movie time, like how to find it, because I was like the best you could find, and now your top people, not me, are investigating it. Yeah, our top people. So that's the problem there, Jose. Is your top people are still fallible."
Hey,
robots.
What else do you think was in that depot at the end of that movie? Raiders of the Lost Ark. Like, what else do you think was in that?
That's a great question.
Like, dude, that's the one thing I wonder. All right, they got this thing.
Well, they answered the one like in that horrible The Crystal Skull movie, right? That there was.
I never saw that one. I never saw that one.
Okay, well, I'll tell you. Like, if you watch that movie, because
is that the Shia LaBeouf one?
Yeah, it's like 25 years later or whatever. Aliens. They had a alien.
Really?
Mm-hmm. There's an alien in there. There's like an alien skull. I think it was the skull, and it was like magnetic. It was horrible. It was fucking so bad. It was so stupid.
But yeah,
but
every time
that there was a crystal alien skull.
Yeah.
In that warehouse.
But every time I watch that movie, I'm like, dude, I wonder what else is in those crates. And the guy's just walking around, fucking. Where am I gonna put this fucking crate?
Probably like. Just some dude in like
where am I gonna put where the
in some Oshkosh like jumper like fuck man.
He has a random ass clipboard like dude.
Where's that guy's badge?
There's
like,
no organization there. Like, what are they using? The Dewey Decimal?
The motherfucker's pushing it on a hand truck. Like that shit's all robotic now. There's robots running that shit now, for sure. For sure. But I would say it's probably like maps to
you know what? You know what I think? You know what I think was in those crates?
There's a lot of boxes, dude.
There's a shit ton,
There's a lot
dude.
of dumb shit like
I think there was shit from the Lost Alexandria Library, you know?
Yeah.
You know, there has to be shit in there.
I thought that was underneath like the Sphinx or something.
Is it? I don't fucking know, dude. Does that look like Indiana Jones to you?
That's what I heard.
Am I wearing one of those hats? Do I carry a whip around? Don't answer that.
A different kind of whip.
Yeah, different.
You'd be pretty cool if you did. You know what? That's like. Now we're going down a whole.
Dude, Cody isn't here to stop us, so we can go down these rabbit.
I'm looking at him right now. He's like,
screw you guys.
We
can go wherever we want on this show right now. We don't have to talk. We haven't even.
I'm getting like every other sentence because I got Presley in the back seat talking to me while you guys are talking to me in my other ear, and I can't tell what's going on.
Yeah.
Good.
So adventure bikes, nay, huh?
I don't know that I would say nay. Honestly, I just think it's not going to go how you think it's going to go.
Yeah, I think. Well, I have gone down this road pretty deep, and I think that the Tiger 900.
Yeah, that's another one that kept popping up. So like the three go-tos, right? Is that Tiger 900? Mm-hmm. That's a Triumph, right?
Yep. And
then you have that Africa Twin. And then
1150.
And then the KLR. Like the KLR is like the staple. Like it's just.
But there's also the Yamaha. Is it the Telaire? Or, it's the one that.
Harley has one, dude. The Pan American. Apparently, it's really good. Dude.
I think that.
What bike does Jeremy have?
Yeah, he has Telaire Yamaha 750 or 700.
But he's the one that told us, like, look, it's a shitty street bike and it's a shitty.
No, I don't think he didn't say it was shitty. He just said
I don't know.
It's not the street bike.
It's not a great street bike.
Yeah.
And
it's not a great dirt bike.
But I think. I don't know. Like, do you buy one of those expecting it to be a fucking? I don't think you go in there expecting it to be a good street bike. No, but I think that
you eventually want it to be
probably
better than it is at least one of those things.
Like when you're pegging this fucking thing out and you're like having trouble passing semis and shit, you're like, what the fuck did I do?
That's the thing. I think
this fridge is really weighing down my bike.
I shouldn't have brought this fucking solo or this shift pod with me.
And you know you can get the Triumph. I think has like 1150 cc.
Yeah, but then at that point, is it as nimble as a KLR 650?
But it's not. But it's more street.
Yeah, it's more street focused.
It's a highway focused, but you still have like that power in the dirt. You know, depending on the trails. And I agree with you. Like the videos I've watched and the people, the things that they're riding and doing, and it's like, that's a highlight. Like you just dropped off of a curb, and like that's look what I did. You know, like okay, yeah, like you wouldn't think twice about that on a dirt bike, but you know, I don't know. It really has to do with because it's money. You know, ideally I keep my 450 and I buy a street bike and I do whatever I want. Like I'm gonna go ride in the dirt today or whatever. But I think that's what most people are kind of looking for, that hybrid thing. Like
I feel like
there was a friend of mine I used to work with back in the day. He had a KTM. I don't remember the specific model, but it was a very tall, top heavy, adventure bike.
Mm-hmm.
And I was telling him, like, how do you go hit like washes and whatever? And he's like, well, I don't look for those types of things. I don't go out and I ride for, those specific challenges. I just, it's more dirt, fire road related or whatever, but it's, I want to get to from point A to point B, and point B is it's not difficult for a dirt bike, but it also, I have to load a dirt bike onto a truck in order to, do half of that. I can go from point A to point B.
I feel like buying one of those bikes is
out of my garage. Yeah,
it's buying one of those bikes is like you're making the ultimate compromise to yourself. Like I'm not gonna go fast on the street, and I'm not gonna tackle everything on off road.
But you can still, like, if you're depending on your skill level off road, you could probably still get one of those bikes into the punch bowl.
Yeah, but he doesn't have any skill level.
Yeah, I'm starting with
I'm
zero.
not.
I was gonna ask. Have you ever
starting
ridden
with
any
that.
kind of motorcycle? Jose?
Never, dude.
Never kind of. Never.
It was the first bike I
I'm gonna
bought.
go buy an R1, dude. How about that?
First bike I owned was a 450. Right
How
out
about
the
that,
gate.
dude? How about you just go buy a Yamaha R1? We'll just get it over with. No?
Yeah, it'll be over with.
I mean, it only takes one whiskey throttle and I'm done, right? Like,
If not you, the bike at least.
I mean, can you even buy an R1 right now? Like, apparently, like, you can't buy any bikes right now, like street bikes.
Why? Just like supply?
Yeah, supply is like.
I don't know. They've had
non-existent.
the same two MT-07s that birds for
They
like.
got two of them?
Yeah,
Bro, what are we doing?
I think so.
We'll finance them for 112
A
months
combo?
or whatever. How long can you finance a motorcycle for?
Jose, what are you doing tomorrow?
Dude, when I bought my first motorcycle, a Yamaha V-Star, Yamaha had a special. I got it from First Mega Mall, and the special was $38 a month for the first 3 years.
Yeah, then
And then Well, did you know I don't keep anything for more than 3 years? So I had a bike for $38 a month.
That's pretty crazy, dude. That's pretty crazy. But yeah, we'll finance it for 20 years. It's
Will
like
you finance it for me, Jose? I'll just go back to Monty and I'll be like, Jose's financing it for me. It's nothing.
But yeah, dude.
MT-07s.
MT-07s into the sunset, dude.
Very slowly.
Bye, everybody.
Very slow.
Yeah, you're looking for how to shift and where the clutch is at. And I'm just like, it's on your left-hand side. I'm yelling at you.
Hey, why is it that it's from 1 to neutral and then 2 and up?
You blow right past neutral.
Yeah, no, I know, but why not neutral all the way at the bottom?
Why does the posi track work in a 69 Plymouth?
Identical.
It just does.
Identical.
That's a trick question. Not because I can't answer it, because it's a trick question.
I don't know. I don't know why it does that though.
That's
Jose.
weird. That's fucking weird, though. But that's how all bikes are, right?
Well, yeah, I would say it's probably for foot position, so that on the pegs. Because if you were dragging like that left foot for shifting or whatever, and you were just used to all right, I'm gonna lay my foot on the shifter
Just hold
because it's at the bottom or whatever, and you just. But if that actually meant you're from neutral to first because you were being lazy or you had poor setup when you were riding or whatever, it's probably to force you to be back more on your pegs and put your weight on the pegs.
Okay.
Would be my thought process.
We're gaining traction here on this motorcycle idea.
Oh shit! I think I just got a text. Monty's listening in. You are not getting a fucking motorcycle. Shit. But yeah, you know what? As far as that man, I just want to ride something, and at my.
That's what she said.
Right?
I don't know. I'm in that, like, I've never ridden a motorcycle, but the way people
Jose,
talk about riding motorcycles,
we
it's
can,
like,
we can
fuck,
go to the
man.
desert I got to work this weekend, but you want to take my bike out and just tool it around and see if that's something you like? By all means.
I feel like I'm gonna be like, fuck, dude, I'm going to Burt's right now.
You will go. I'll tell you 100%.
It's like we're going to Chaparral, dude, on the way back.
100%. That's how it happened for me. My brother lived up in Rancho. We're all buying dirt bikes. I'm like, what the fuck? We're buying dirt. I'm not buying a dirt bike. And then he had a KLX 230, Cowie. Like a
Hey, question, guys. Have you guys, you can rent Harleys from and I think it's more than Harleys, from Eagle Rider. I don't know if you have to have a motorcycle license for that, but Jose, you can probably rent a bike and go for a ride.
I'm sure they'll want to see my
You
M1.
probably do have to have a
M1
motorcycle
license.
license,
Yeah.
but you don't need shit for a dirt bike.
Who has a motorcycle license that doesn't have a motorcycle?
I don't know. I have a motorcycle license, so I can go rent it and then put Jose on it.
There you go.
That sounds
You
responsible.
can ride on the handlebars, Jose.
I can just ride on the pegs. Don't motorcycles have pegs in the back?
No, you got to get in real
No,
tight.
you're sitting right behind me. You're snuggling.
No. Nuts to butts, dude.
All right. Either way, it's I've kind of gone through that same these talking points. Like,
Mhm.
well, I still want to ride dirt, but I think I'd find more. I'd get more enjoyment, and I'd ride a street bike more often. I have a dirt bike, and it's like a pain in the dick. Like, I got the carburetor's leaking, whatever. I could probably get that taken care of pretty quick. But I still got to load it on the back of my truck, drive 40 minutes up to the desert, tool around. There's nobody to ride with,
To me,
I can't just I just want to go tool around for
to me,
half hour or whatever. And it's a 4-hour thing just to get that half hour of enjoyment of just riding a motorcycle.
To me, the allure of a motorcycle is like waking up early, like on a Sunday, fucking just getting on that shit and just taking off, dude. Not having to fucking load it up on a truck, drive an hour, and then fucking ride. I mean,
Dude, we used to do that all the time. Wake up on Sunday morning, ride down to downtown Temecula, have breakfast, take the long way back through the hills and all kinds of stuff, or go up to Hell's Kitchen up in the middle of the mountain. I mean, that is so much fun, and you could take off early in the morning, go do that, and be back before everybody else is awake.
Yep. All right, Matt. We're back on the MT-09 train.
Okay.
The
Like I said,
adventure
MT-07s.
All right, we're back on the
are,
MT-07s, dude. Fuck the adventure
I
bike.
think those are available. The MT-09s, I think the 23s have just come out. So
Probably get a good deal on a 22.
if you can find them. But you're right. This is not the opportune time to buy a motorcycle. It's just not.
When is
You're
the
gonna pay.
opportune?
But you're right. That's the. You're also right. Like when I think about oh man, I could wait like a few months and I could probably yeah, but you know what I was not doing?
Not riding.
I was not riding for those months.
Yeah, dude.
So
Look, I guarantee you that there's somebody that had this conversation with his buddies a year ago, bought the bike, and now he's regretted it, and he's selling it. So just buy a used one.
I've looked at the used market
Someone
too.
broke their neck, and now they want to sell it for dirt cheap.
Yeah, maybe right now you'd probably find a good deal on a couple year old MT-07 or something.
You haven't seen that meme? The dude's like, I don't care what anybody says. I'm getting a motorcycle, and his girlfriend's like, no, you're not. I knew this guy that had a motorcycle, and now he only has one arm and one leg. And then the guy's like, well, no wonder he fell off.
No wonder he's selling it.
That's right. Maybe if you weren't screeching at me all the time, I wouldn't jump rip out of the garage.
Yeah, but for me, dude, the motorcycle allure is like I said, just being able to just get up and go, and then just ride and then come back, like an hour or two. Not having it to be a whole production of loading it up and fucking, having to plan the ride and then.
Well, Cody, you remember when you first bought the bike I now have? You're a Cowie, and it was like we went up to. It wasn't Cleghorn. Maybe it was Cleghorn. Or just...
Yeah, it was.
And, okay, cool. And you didn't have... Or my bike wasn't registered or whatever it was. Like, the Ranger came up. Fuck, okay. And then we went up to 395 and went up... And it was still cool. We, on the bikes, we found this, kick-ass... It was like an old bar or... I don't know what the hell it was, but...
Yeah, it was some building that someone was building and it stopped in the middle.
I don't know if that is or maybe in the 50s it was like the coolest place in the middle of nowhere to get a burger and a beer or whatever, but it was tucked up in the hills. We never would have found it, but we were adventuring and we were having a great time. But it was still a pain in the ass. All right, fuck, load the bikes back up, let's continue.
I'm out. I'm back on the MT-07 train.
But at the same time, there's nothing funner than, dunes and
I'm back in on the fucking dirt bike.
It's back to dirt bike. But you're not gonna do that on a 650. You're not gonna blast.
I've done
dunes
it
on a 650.
recently just with Zen's bike. I didn't even get to enjoy the bike, and it's still a pain in the ass to load that little thing up.
Perfect example, dude. Like when the last trip when we went scouting, right, for at Johnson Valley, when you were lugging Zen's bike around, like, dude, that shit, it's a pain in the ass, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not riding it out there, then yeah, you gotta lug that shit around. Like, that shit sucks.
Yeah, like driving out there with it on the back of the truck,
Yep.
and then unloading it as soon as we get to the trailhead, and then it all of a sudden it's not running right, so now we got to load it back on the bike,
Yeah,
and then
now I'm out.
like normally we would have left camp and he would have just rode all the way to the highway, and then I
Right.
would have loaded it up. But because it wasn't running right, I loaded it up at camp, and then just went hella slow all the way out to the highway, and then now I'm lugging it back up the hill. Like,
Yeah, I think that's the thing. Like for me, it's not. There's no crossover between like trail chasers and off-roading and whatever. Getting a bike is just something else. Like it's
No,
something
I
else
wasn't
entirely,
trying
I
to
think.
like blend the two worlds. I just thought it'd be cool, a bike that can kind of do it all. But
Yeah,
I think for a motorcycle, you kind of want the extremes, right? You either want one that does fucking kick-ass street, or like at least give you the. I mean, I wouldn't know what. Fucking the slowest bike would probably be the funnest shit on the street for me. But a seasoned rider obviously wants the most extreme shit. But you want a bike that does well on either one end of the spectrum or the other. You want a bike that does great on the street, or a bike that does great on the dirt.
well that's the thing, right? Like for me, like I have no street experience. I have, all my experience is dirt. And all I know is, yes, I will eventually push myself on dirt to do something stupid.
But you don't think it'd be the same on a fucking street bike?
yes, you would.
Yeah, yes and no. I mean, I can't say everything's a risk, right? Everything's a risk. But being in I would say the variable that I don't like is riding in public or whatever with people that
Yeah, each car is its own variable. At this point.
exactly. Those are things I can't control.
That is
Head on a
true.
swivel.
As opposed
That
to
is
being on
true,
the
but
dirt.
and you also you learn how to navigate that though. Casey, I don't know if you have any input on this, but like I had a pretty good feel for traffic when I was on my bike, and I always went faster than traffic, and I went from one safe spot to the next safe spot to the next safe spot, right? So you can mitigate that to an extent. You're never going to eliminate it, but I think it's no different than doing 45 in the desert and not knowing what rock is on the other side of that turn.
Exactly.
That's true too.
Exactly. No, because that's how I drive my truck. Like if I'm getting on the on ramp, let's say, and my foot's to the floor, I'm trying to get to highway speed, and so if in that first lane as you're passing, because I come onto the freeway looking to pick my spot, to be aggressive, and get like that first lane is I'm looking, okay, there's my spot, 4 cars ahead, and I move in, I take that spot, and I'm gradual about it. I'm not like a dickhead, or I'm trying not to be, but it's like, okay, I found my spot. Then I move over into the fast lane, and that's when I'm looking to change lanes. Like I'm gonna get around this guy. Now he's behind me, and I don't give a shit what he's doing. I'm past that guy. That's the way I think about riding a bike. Like if I'm on the highway or if I'm in traffic, I'm gonna be
Traffic
moving,
was like the scary part.
I'm gonna be moving fast. Yeah, if it's bumper to bumper, that's a whole nother thing. That's the most frightening thing for me is splitting.
That was for me the only time was like, you never know. People open their fucking door on the freeway.
That's
Someone tries to
fucking
do a
crazy,
quick
man.
thing.
Yeah.
Like people don't look for
Yeah.
motorcycles, and you're not gonna sit there and not.
But-
Like you might the first couple times, you might be timid and you might sit in fucking traffic.
You're
But
gonna
then
be like,
after
fuck
that,
this.
you're like, why the hell am I sitting in
Yeah.
traffic? I'm on a goddamn motorcycle. And I
Yeah.
can do 150 miles an hour.
And I will tell you, bumper to bumper traffic is actually pretty easy to drive in because here's
But
the
it's a scary
thing: if you're driving in moderate traffic, it can be. But if think about bumper to bumper traffic, if you're driving in your truck and there's another vehicle directly next to you, you're not changing lanes, you're not going anywhere, you're not doing anything. So if a bike goes between the two vehicles, it's the safest place in the world for the bike to be. When people get in trouble is when a bike is trying to get into an open spot and a vehicle in the lane next to it is also trying to get into that spot. But when it's bumper to bumper traffic, you can just drive in between vehicles because the other vehicles are looking at the other vehicles and saying, I can't go anywhere.
I don't know, man. I've had people pull out in front of me like that in bumper to bumper, trying to get into the carpool lane or get out of the carpool lane. But
I had this conversation with a coworker a month ago, literally a month ago to this day, and because we're at MFR, whatever, we're at the main office, and this guy was like, "Oh, what's going on?" I was, we both ride dirt bikes and whatever, and I was like, "Oh man, I'm thinking about getting a street bike," and he's like, "Oh, all the trepidations and concerns." He's like, "Oh, you got to worry about this, we got to worry about that, and maybe you don't want to do. Oh, you got kids. Oh, you don't want to do. You don't want to take that unnecessary risk, and whatever." He's a younger guy, and it was like, "Oh man, you know what, Luke? You might be right, dude. Maybe I need to be more responsible or whatever." So I saw him today. What do you think? He comes up and he's in a riding outfit. He pulls his helmet off.
R1?
Yeah, I don't know what he was riding, but it's like, you motherfucker, you just told me a month ago I shouldn't have a fucking street bike, and here you are wheeling up.
I said you shouldn't have one. I didn't say I shouldn't have one.
I don't have any kids.
Yeah.
I guess so, but it's like, come on, man. I gotta be. I have a family. I have to be extremely responsible now.
That's the thing, dude. You could be the most responsible person in the world,
and it doesn't matter anyhow.
You get taken out by a fucking bus, dude.
And that same thing can happen. I mean, you could argue that it's more likely if you're on a bike because you don't have the protection of the cars or airbags, whatever. But the same shit could happen while you're in a car too.
Yeah, I mean,
someone runs a red light. It doesn't matter what you're in.
We do risky shit on the dirt, like what we could flip on the trail.
All right, so what I'm gonna need from you guys is to support me.
Come up to bat for you.
When I talk to Monty, I'm like, "Hey, look at it's time for a street bike. I'm trying to save money on gas and time, right?
Yeah, time and money, dude. Time and money.
I won't be sitting in so much traffic or whatever." Me and Jose have already found a couple of bikes, so we've worked it
Jose, he's going to finance it for me.
He's already said he'll finance it for me. Low, right? It's like 0%.
Yeah, for
0% down.
108 months or something, whatever.
Exactly.
120 months.
Oh my god, it's gonna be like $5 a month. $5 a month. Jose's gonna front for me to have this bike.
Yeah.
And we're gonna slow ride into the sunset. I'm gonna help him get to Slash X. We're gonna wherever, man.
That's the goal.
So here's a question too, though. So yes, it would obviously, like, an adventure bike would be way more fuel efficient than your truck, right?
Yeah.
But how much? Like 3.5 times more.
Right, but so like how much less efficient would an adventure bike be than an actual street bike, like a 600, an R6?
Oh, you're talking
or an R1,
yeah.
Versus an adventure bike doing your commute, Matt. How much
the MT-09 and the MT-07 are both like 50 miles a gallon, 48 to 50 miles a gallon. My truck gets like 16, 17.
Yeah. But I'm saying, well, I wonder what like an R1 does. Like if that's more fuel efficient because it's not.
Yeah, it's not the bike I want, but yeah.
I'm just
you don't
saying.
Want a $25,000 bike? Aren't they that like $20,000 like for an R1?
Like the Hayabusa and the I don't want that.
The Hayabusa is a 1300.
Yeah.
Why are we fucking around, dude? Just get the 1.3 liter bike. Let's go all in, Matt.
I'm scared of that. Like I actually, I'll tell you why, Jose. Because I'm scared.
I've never ridden a bike before. I'll be all right.
The first time I rode my 450. So again, I was gonna say earlier, my brother had like a KDX or whatever 230. It was like a 98 or what? I don't know what it was. It was 2-stroke.
Yeah.
trail bike. It was a trail bike. And I rode that around like up in Rancho. There was like a reservoir and like some whatever. Just around some trails. I'm like, oh my God, it's so much fun.
Sapphire, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just south of Lemon or whatever. So I rode around there and I'm like, oh wow, this is a lot of fun. I will buy a dirt bike now. And then I bought my Suzuki RMZ 450. It was the first year they had the 450. And like brought it home from Chaparral to my brother-in-law's house. And he took it down the street. I hadn't even ridden it yet. He just went down his street and came back and he went, oh my God. And this is my brother-in-law who had dirt bike experience. He's like, I can't believe you bought the fucking Lamborghini of dirt bikes. You're going to kill yourself. Like as he went down the street at nighttime, literally, because I had no place to keep the bike at my house. He had to hold on to it while I figured out what I was going to do with this bike. He went wheeling down the street, barp, barp, barp. Like, I don't even think he got into third gear by the time he got to the end of the street. He just, barp, barp. He turns around, comes back with a huge grin on his face, like huge. And he was like, you're going to die. Why did you bought this? And then the first time I took it out was up in Hesperia, essentially, high desert. And I couldn't believe the difference. This was every gear, regardless of speed, that you could lose traction. The bike could get loose on you. You had to roll throttle. I had to learn a lot on that bike. So as far as having a Hayabusa or whatever, I can't. No, I've already kind of done this.
Imagine, dude.
I don't want to do it again.
You go buy the fucking bike and you're like, oh, dude, you're gonna buy this Hayabusa? Yeah, this is my first bike.
Oh, they don't give a fuck.
Me and Cody both had 600s, and his neighbor had GSXR 1000, and I borrowed it one time, and you're in first gear, you're doing 65.
Yeah,
I told you guys that.
Shit!
You get the 1000cc. It's way more than you need.
I mean, I'm literally you punch it, and you're at 65 in no time.
It's scary.
Yeah.
But that's anyway. So adventure bikes, a no-go. We're not getting adventure bikes, Matt.
No, I would say no.
No, it's MT-07 or bust.
Okay.
I thought that was an
Can you put a plan together that I can present, like with
yeah, we'll do like a PowerPoint, dude.
PowerPoint that I can present
with graphs
to Monty,
and shit.
Like, oh, look at all these.
Look at the money
things.
I'm saving by riding.
And then like pictures of me and you happy.
Yeah.
Well, if you show a picture of you happy, that's gonna definitely ruin it.
Don't put that picture.
She's gonna be like, you got to show yourself miserable. Then she's gonna be like, yeah, I think I'll let him do it.
Whoever she doesn't like is very upset.
So, Case, what's the how many feet of snow have fallen up there, dude?
Like nothing.
Nothing. It's just been rain and shitty
rain and fucking hurricane winds, and just shit ton. It didn't start actually snowing until like maybe 3 o'clock, and it was like real like slushy rain or like slushy snow.
Yeah.
And then it started sticking maybe an hour or so after that. So there's only a little bit right now. Every storm so far has supposed to have been like quite a bit of quite a bit of snow, but it ends up being way more rain than snow.
Yeah, it's been dumping buckets down here all day.
Yeah. It's like nasty. Like just from my truck being parked outside the shop. By the time I went to go leave at 5, I had like a quarter-inch thick of ice on it.
And so you were saying that you got your starter situation.
Yeah, I was about to ask.
All fixed up.
Yeah. I got it. I took it to the store. I got in it, drove to the store, shut it off, came out, and it wouldn't start. And it's like that was a good store. Now when it was like snowing hard, son of a bitch. So I got like one of those jumper boxes, the portable jump starter thing, that wouldn't do it. And it seemed like the truck had power, but it just wouldn't crank at all. Called Susan, had her come. Thought maybe the box didn't have enough power. hooked her Jeep up to it. Trying to find like starter relay, starter fuse, all that shit. Couldn't figure it out. Was like, okay, well, everything I'm reading says it's the starter. So ran to AutoZone. Susan took me to AutoZone, got a starter, came back, decided to just tow the vehicle home. So hooked it up behind the Jeep, towed it home, and then I was out in the snowstorm till like midnight under my truck trying to get this fucking starter out.
Yeah, you said there's some sort of draw, right, on your truck?
Well, yeah, I have this draw on it, and I know what system it is that it's drawing it down. It's the AC system.
Oh, because you were
The
saying
blower
you hear the motor, right?
The blower will just run on low, and the anything that has to do with the climate control does not shut off with the key. I have to physically push the off button when I turn my car off. So I know with what system it's in, but I can't find any problems. Like the last thing to do is literally replace that whole dash unit.
But have you spliced into it at any point?
No.
I'm wondering if somebody else did. Like there was a problem, and the previous owner cut into it.
Yeah, but you just started having this issue, right?
Yeah, a few months ago.
What did you add to your truck that made it start doing that?
So a year ago, I added the remote start system, but that still functions flawlessly.
Have you tried taking or disconnect? Can you disconnect that pretty easily, or is it a fucking pain?
I'm not sure. I'd have to probably try to find the. Well, I don't know. There's like a box under there. I guess I could unplug the box and see if that does it or whatever. But,
What's in the box?
but that remote start system ran perfectly for 6 months or more. Then this problem started happening, and the remote start system still works fine. So
yeah,
it could be.
But if the box is giving a signal, like because
you get in your car and you turn it to accessory, and the fan starts running, the air conditioning still works. So if that remote start box is sending that signal that like it's always ready to turn on, then maybe that's why the climate's staying on.
It could be. That's another one of my next steps. But so I put that starter in last Tuesday. No change. And then I start, going down a rabbit hole thinking I got some, other fucked up problems, some like a computer or whatever. I brought the scanner home and scanned it, and the scanner can't talk to anything. It can't talk to the computer, the transmission control module, the body control module has no communication with anything. So like now I'm even more freaked out. Finally just paid like $125 to have a tow truck bring it to the shop. And same thing, scanner won't talk to anything. Everything's pointing towards I need a new body control module. And then I was like, well, let's, let me just clean all the terminals, make sure I'm getting a good, connection. And they were just corroded as hell. And that fusible link that we got? It's different than yours, Jose.
Okay.
Yours was a piece of wire. This is like an actual box. You know what I'm talking about, Matt? That thing on your positive.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That like weird fuse box.
It's like a fuse box / terminal.
It's a fusible link.
Yes.
Is what it is. There's another cable underneath that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I did not know that. And it was just
have you
corroded
tried
as shit.
cleaning your cables?
Hey, bullshit!
Yeah.
I had to go get you.
Your battery was dead, you asshole.
Because
and
your cables were
whatever.
so corroded. I had to go pick you up.
Yeah.
So I don't want to hear you
So,
lecture
mine didn't look
anybody.
that bad.
I can lecture people because I had to do it, and if you want to
Mine
lecture
didn't
them,
look
you
that
can
bad,
too.
but
That's how it
underneath
works.
that fusible link
Son of a bitch.
was just fucking toast. So on the outside it looked fine. Once I did that, it sounded like it actually kind of started to crank, like it tried to. And then, well, this battery is only a year old. It should be fine, but
yeah,
fuck it, let me go get a new one.
Yeah.
So I went and warranted the battery just in case. Fucking started up fine. I put new terminals on it. I cut the old terminals off, put new terminals on, cleaned up a bunch of the wiring and shit like that. But yeah, it was corroded underneath
Yeah.
the fusible link.
Yeah, that's how
So-
it works. Corrosion.
And that battery is only a year old,
yeah,
but it
but-
had been drawn down so many
Yeah.
times, it was just dead. So
hey, you live and
price
you
is
learn.
diverted there, but I still have that draw. So now I have to
I've been working with the fade
figure
for
something
years,
out with
so
that.
you know, whatever you make.
a power fade.
If you want to call it that. I mean, I swing hard. You know,
Yeah.
swing as hard as I can. I'd rather draw than fade, but yeah.
So right now I'm just yanking out a fuse
Hey
for the
now.
AC when I get home. So I'll find it eventually. At least I got a brand new starter that I didn't need, and I got a brand new battery.
Okay,
Hey,
Jose.
you're on the Jose.
Exactly. Okay, Jose.
You're on the Jose plan.
Oh, wait, look at it. Just fist bumped. Cody, hey, man, that's the first time ever.
That's
Hey,
how
what's
I.
up,
That's how
Holmes?
I felt once I found out it wasn't the starter. I was the starter. I was like, I'm fucking Jose.
Wait, are we gonna film this? Because I mean, we might be able to make some money.
Nobody wants.
Somebody does. I don't know who, but we just got to find the right somebody that wants to do that.
It's not worth it.
How does it feel sitting over there, Cody? Feels
Uh,
weird,
I
right?
feel like talking shit about you, Jose. Like just you being over there. Like we just fist bumped and it was like, yeah.
it's like two against
yeah,
one.
Yeah,
It's-
it is 2 against 1.
Yeah.
It's like, oh fuck! Now I'm the target now.
You're the
Yeah.
guy. Yeah.
When you're the
sorry.
captain, you're the target.
Okay, so something else I was thinking about, or you know, Jose and I were discussing. For me, like knowing that the Hammers is
Oh yeah, dude.
1 month
Fuck.
away, essentially.
Dude, what the fuck? It's 4 weeks?
Yeah.
Less than that.
It is 4 weeks.
there's a work event that has been on the calendar for a while. Like, oh, it's I've got an event in Dallas at the end of the month, and then we right like 2 weeks later, it's right to this thing. And I was sitting there looking at the calendar, and I was all, oh shit, it is literally 8, 9, 10, and 11
Oh wow.
of February. So
I just found out last night that if Zen makes varsity, his first game is the 11th
he'll miss that.
in Flint Ridge.
Oof. But I ended up emailing
Delaware.
emailing.
It might as well be in Delaware.
I ended up emailing everybody, and I was like, "Hey, I've got a scheduling conflict, guys. I'm not going to be able to make this event." And they all knew what the scheduling conflict was, so
Yeah.
they were like, "All right, cool."
It's funny. Well, I have my own scheduling conflict on the 11th, so I won't be there that Saturday.
What?
Yeah. I'll
the
tell you guys off.
Saturday?
Yeah, the Saturday.
So what?
Yeah.
Are you gonna?
I'll be there the other days, but Saturday or either I have to leave really early. No, I have to leave Friday night.
Mm.
But
Wow, that's like right in the middle.
I know.
All right, Holmes.
That's the turn up day.
Yeah, I know.
Hey,
But I'll be back Saturday evening. Like I'm gonna. I
So-
Go and come back.
yeah.
oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So this reminds me also, we can discuss like future plans or whatever, but I don't know if I should bring this up or not, but we've been in discussions about the mystery episode, right? The between the four podcasts.
Yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah, dude.
Snail Trail.
Crossing the streams.
And
Definitely
crossing
the
those
streams.
Wheel and Wine Whiskey, crossing those streams from last year, because I think that was Friday night or
I
or
think it was.
Saturday
No,
night.
It was Thursday, wasn't it?
It was Thursday.
Yeah, it was a
It was
Thursday.
Thursday.
night.
Okay, well,
We didn't go
whatever.
do anything Thursday night. Thursday when we got there, because it was like we're just gonna hang out at camp because we have to drive into Hammertown.
So, did we receive the content? I think Chris was gonna
Not yet.
filter?
It's supposed to be edited and clipped together,
'Kay.
and then the discussions.
because I'm super interested on. I just remember there being like a lot of good content.
That's the thing. I don't remember.
you don't.
I thought there was some good stuff.
I was told that there was some really good content.
I mean, I was there apparently. I remember.
But at the same time, I'm also afraid. Like, 'cause
Nah, I don't think
I
there was
remember Jimmy giving me a lap dance, essentially.
Yeah.
I have
There's video.
picture and
not
video of that.
especially.
But either way, I think we were talking about like I think we're going to review or
All
play
four
each of
shows.
those.
Yeah, we're just
We're
gonna
gonna-
all
we're
four
gonna
shows.
play
We're going to
that.
release it at the same time.
And then we would have like a once we had all done that, or if we wanted to have a the following week like a follow up, like hey, and then kind of pump up Hammers.
Pump up the hammers.
Pump up the hammer. So we're kind of in that zone, right?
I just remember there was a lot of Sambuca that night, right?
Oh my god.
Plum wine.
Yeah. Dude,
Sambuca's like
there was Sambuca that night for sure.
Sambuca and Goldschlager and those syrupy like
Fucking Goldschlager.
liqueurs.
Was there Goldschlager that night?
Probably, dude.
There was
Probably.
there
all
was
all those heavy. It's my opinion that those are the shots that fuck you up the most because they're so thick. They sit in your stomach just that much longer, and you absorb the alcohol.
I know for sure there was Old Elk. For sure.
Okay.
Old Elk is like their go-to.
No, I know.
And fucking, so I know, and then
And it's nasty.
I don't like it. I don't like any fucking whiskey, and I've tried. I'm trying, but it all tastes
That
like
peanut
shit.
butter stuff you had wasn't bad.
And it all tastes like
Oh
shit
no, the
to me.
peanut butter. That's
Screwball.
Screwball.
Yeah, screwball.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna bring some of that.
It's fucking rum or bust, bro.
Rum.
Handle or bust.
I might need two handles. The way we've been talking, Jesus, man.
But no, I know there was Old Elk that night for sure. And then there was Lee from Cruising the Camp. He brought that plum wine shit or Sambuca.
Oh, jeez. That plum wine.
And we were fucking getting after that too.
I don't remember it being a plum wine. I thought
Yeah,
it was something
dude.
It was a plum wine.
Yeah.
Was it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was very smooth. I remember it being very smooth. But I was also
it was
drunk.
one of those bottles where like you put the top on it and then you latch it. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, that stuff, like, it feels like, I don't think I'm qualified to drink this stuff. Like, I have
Fuck
to.
no, dude. I'm a
Are
pop-off kind of guy,
Yeah, it's like,
I'm
there's
trash,
if-
bro.
If there's
Give me that
instructions
trash shit,
involved,
yeah.
don't give it to me.
Yeah. Dude, I'm pop-off through and through, right? I don't need a Belvedere or a Grey Goose.
So I think
Plastic bottles.
again,
Anything plastic bottles for me, all right?
Oh, God, come on! If you can go glass, you gotta go glass, Jose. If
I'm
you can.
beneath that.
No, I don't deserve it. Don't try and put that on me. High class glass.
I'm moving, bro. I don't live above baseline anymore. I'm not high society like you guys anymore. Like you.
That's true. You were up on the highest mountain.
Dude. I was not anymore though. But anyways,
Sorry.
it's all plastic bottles for me now.
But I think that the having a crossover event, if we can, if it's in their interest.
No, I mean it's
You mean
it's
go
planned to
record
happen.
again?
It's planned to happen. We just got to figure out a day.
Well, figure out
to get
the
over
date.
there and do the same thing again?
Yeah, I think we're gonna go into the Thunderdome.
Well,
We should
no,
probably-
100%. We should do 100% crossover.
It should probably be
At the
Thursday night
event.
again.
I agree. I think it should just be Thursday night. Just knock it out again. Plum
Get it
wine
done
and all.
early while I'm still
Yeah, I'm
aware
gonna-
of my location.
I'm gonna try to remember what we talked about this time. But it
You know,
probably
I,
won't
was-
happen.
I think that was probably the most messed up I was
But it ain't gonna
last
happen. dude.
last year because I was so excited, and you get excited. And you're
Well,
like, yeah,
there-
you start doing shots. Like,
It was
give me
pretty-
those shots. If it was the next night, like, no, man,
Nah, dude. But it was
give
it
me
was
any
it was
shots. And
it
I
was
talked
cool.
to Chris about that briefly, like when we were there. I'm like, oh man, I'm hitting it hard today. He's like, not me. I've been here a week. They were already there for a
Yeah.
week or whatever. Like, nah,
He was
man,
playing
I've
long
already-
game, dude.
Yeah, like I'm way long game.
But it was
But-
cool having everyone in that camper. Like it was pretty cool. Like having 4 different podcasts in there.
I was just thankful to be in a place with that
heat.
was temperature controlled. That they allowed me into. Yes, no, that was really cool, and I look forward to getting that those our podcasts together again.
Yeah.
Maybe being a little more
Coherent?
That
and
ain't gonna happen,
easily like
That ain't gonna happen.
disseminating of content. Maybe,
No,
maybe
Well,
not. Like
We
maybe
need
it's
to, Jose,
maybe it's
we need
better.
to get the when you come next week, bring your P4, and we need to see if we can get
Get your PlayStation 4.
one P4 and
We gotta see if we can connect it. We haven't tried it.
I know
right?
that's what I'm saying. If we can
Okay.
get the feed from one
Yeah,
to the other
yeah,
and
yeah.
get multiple microphones.
Guys, I
'Cause
have
then-
2 PlayStation 4s at my house. If you guys want me to bring that,
Why do
I
you
can
have
help with
2?
that.
That
That's
high
how I
society
live.
living,
That's
dude.
how I live. That's baseline
That's
living,
that
brother.
foothill.
No, I'm closer to baseline. I climb baseline.
Okay, you're
You
baseline
can't,
Jason.
you can't judge me now.
I can't anymore.
Is your plan like the same as last year to go out on Wednesday night?
That's my plan. Now whether or not that's actually going to come to fruition or not, I
Yeah.
don't know. But
I have to head out Thursday. I can't take Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
no, I'm not taking Wednesday off.
Or just at night.
Yeah.
Wednesday night.
Yeah,
set
that's
up
what
base
we did
camp.
last year. We left it after work on Wednesday
Yeah.
and go Wednesday night to get out there early. The official meetup is Thursday morning, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think what we did is we went in Wednesday.
Same meetups spot.
Good point. Yeah, probably do the same meetup spot. So we wheeled in Wednesday, kind of established camp. Thursday morning, went and met everybody at the side of the road,
That's right.
and then wheeled in together.
That's right.
So yeah, I think the plan is going to be go out Wednesday night,
Yep.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, come home early Sunday morning.
Yeah, but we definitely got. So, Matt, I know you were alluding to this earlier, but fucking just getting everything situated, right? Like clothes wise, like staying warm, sleeping
my biggest thing
situation
is-
wise.
My
Temperature
priorities have
control.
changed.
I'm trying to decide how to keep warm.
Dude, diesel heater is the only way
100%.
to stay. Is the best way to stay warm. But
Yeah.
it's like $300. I mean,
It's not. There are inexpensive ones out there.
are there? Diesel. I can't. Diesel heater is like the best solution for that.
You can find one on Amazon for like $130.
It's just one more thing you got to carry though. Like it's that big.
And you have to have a battery pack to run.
Well, that's the thing too. You gotta have power to fucking run that shit. It doesn't draw that much power though.
no, but you still need.
But you
something
still
to
need
run it.
something. So if you have like a Jackery or one of those fucking battery boxes, you'll be all right.
So, or you need a battery. Either way, you need a battery pack.
Yep.
And then a heater blanket.
Yeah, my $23 Amazon heater blanket did great last time.
Yeah, I mean, you just gotta have the power though. That's the only. That's the barrier to entry to all this shit. Is like you need to have that power.
So I'll tell you, like that heater blanket. I have the same blanket. When you get into bed and it's like already toasty, yay! It is the greatest thing. It's done. It was done by who knows when, like middle of the night,
Mhm.
2 or 3 in the morning. It was the Buddy tent heater that was carrying that like comfort level until like 5 in the morning. Like
Yeah, and then
it
it
had that 5 or 6 hour span where it was still comfy. Like it didn't, I was very comfortable in the tent.
See, with diesel heater though, like it gets fucking hot. and
All the
you'd have
time.
to like take.
Look, that's a
Close off.
problem. That's a problem I would love to have. But I'll tell you, like sitting, the Buddy heater was still great to have
Yeah.
at the campfire. It was my Buddy heater. I set it right behind my seat, and that was a huge impact. That was a very, I tried putting it in, Cody, behind your back, but you were like rarely fucked up. Like, I don't think you noticed it sat there for like 10 minutes.
I didn't notice it at all.
Yeah, I think you were on a rare run.
No, I told you, I drank 3/4 of my Monster, and Joey filled it back up with Fireball.
No,
Yeah,
I know.
cool.
Whatever. But so at that point for me, it was like, you know what? I think I need to find like a base level of insulation just beneath my sweater and my jacket and my sweatpants or whatever I'm wearing, whatever pants I'm wearing. So I'm gonna, I've made sure to have that. I'm gonna have that when we go.
Well, and on that note, I do it every time, and you guys make fun of me, but as soon as we get back to camp, before the sun even goes down, it's thermals
Suit
and,
up.
and snowboard gear.
100%.
So
no.
I don't allow the cold to get in, because I know if the cold gets in, I'll never get it out.
No, I made fun of you in the past, and that was my mistake. Like, so watching you, like, dude, we're not snowboarding tonight. Like, why do you have all this gear on? That was my error. From
But-
now on, I don't have the snowboarding gear or the stuff that you have, but I'm trying to economically
You just
step
gotta
up
buy
my
some
game.
a windproof layer because
I'm looking at heated jackets too, man.
The heated jacket thing, I've seen that a bunch of times. Like I have 20-volt DeWalt. I have like 5 or 6 DeWalt batteries, 20-volt, and DeWalt has a jacket that will run off of that. That's an option too, but I think right now for the money, or whatever, I just got like a super cheap base layer of Metro heat. I don't know what it is.
Casey
but
has a
I'm gonna
line
try
on
that.
some super hot leggings.
Mm-hmm.
Go on.
That's what I wore last time. I wore some leggings. Susan's got a legging girl. I was, hey, give me some leggings.
How am I just now hearing about this legging girl?
yeah, share the
There's
share
a
the wealth.
legging girl?
Oh yeah.
Do I have to get fitted for leggings with this legging girl?
I'll ask. I'll inquire.
Okay. But,
But I think they work better than thermals.
Really?
so
Yeah.
that's my point is a little more preparation and commitment to it's going to be cold as fuck tonight. I can't just drink myself to to get
That's
some good rest. I'm going to and this past trip, like our exploratory trip, Johnson Valley, the buddy heater, both behind at the campfire and in the tent.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
So that's like 2 tanks
That's 2 tanks a night.
a night. Yeah. All right.
You can buy like 10 tanks, dude.
All right, fine.
So
It
why don't
worked.
you just get
Just
an
get an adapter, dude.
and bring one
10 pounds.
big ass
Yeah,
tank?
yeah,
Sure.
you could do that.
You'll spend less.
Yeah,
No, okay, exactly, and it worked. It did work.
yeah. Just buy the adapter and then just buy bring that 18-pound bottle.
I've been going back and forth for I don't know how long now. Like either way, I need a battery pack. And then do I get a diesel heater? Do I just get an electric blanket? Do I add a fucking heated jacket also? Because they have some that run off those like a battery pack for your to charge your phone and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I got to do something though.
But yeah, Hammers is coming up, dude. Like, quick. We say this every year. I can't believe it's here already. It's the same day every fucking. It's always a year.
Yeah.
A year away, but it catches up with us every fucking year.
I got time.
Yeah, I got
It's
time.
not till February. I got time.
I have so much firewood. I have
good.
so much firewood.
Beautiful.
And between all the cabinets I built over Christmas break, and then I don't know if I've talked to you guys, but I spent the last 5 days in the garage building a display table
Cleaning
for work.
cleaning
No,
your garage.
no, I had to build a custom display table for work. I have a 5-gallon bucket filled with sawdust.
Oh, cool.
And
That's our
so
fire starter.
exactly. So I was reading where you could basically pour the sawdust into like cupcake holders with paraffin wax, and it turns it into fire starters. So I'm going to try to make a bunch of fire starters, and I've got all kinds of plywood and 2x4s and all kinds of stuff that I'm going to chop up and bundle, and just that'll be a ton of firewood. I don't know how well plywood does, but I know it burns.
It burns.
It burns. Yeah. So, do we have our count? Like how many people are going to take on this trip?
Before the end of this week, I will send out emails to the initial round of people.
Do we have a number? Like literally, I think I'd like to keep it relatively small if we can.
Well, you were born that way, so I don't know that you.
That's all I know. That's all I know.
Yeah, I'm small.
Pound it, bro.
Oh. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yes, I know what you're saying,
so
and
as
I
far
don't.
as like we're gonna do trail runs, and
Are we though?
I would like to go back to
I'd
that
do
trail
the
we did
same
last year.
exact trail. we
I
did.
would love to do that same exact trail.
That was an amazing trail.
The one we
Go
did
back
this,
by the
this past trip?
Integratron, everything.
Yeah, the one we just did like a month ago, right?
Well, that
I
trail,
didn't do
but
it. No.
we do the
the trail we did
from
last year on
Rattlesnake Canyon instead of
Oh yeah.
right. We just duplicate that. That was I thought that was a ton of fun. That was one of the best trails we've
That was
done.
terrific.
I agree.
That was terrific.
Yeah, that's okay. We're in. I'm in.
All right.
All right.
We're gonna do that on Saturday though.
Okay, I'm not in. I'll see you guys at camp. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
So as far as the who's being included or invited?
well, we're gonna reach out to everybody on the Patreon team first and just ask them if they want to go. If they want to go, they're in. Period. And then we'll see what that net result is from a numbers of people perspective. I got to imagine that there is a good handful of those people that will automatically. I've already had text messages with 3 people that are like, "What are the dates? When are we going?" So I have no doubt there's going to be a minimum of 10 people just off the Patreon list that we're already in, and then we'll just see what goes from there. What the availability is from there.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay.
Betty White says he loves his diesel heater, and Chase in Point. Remember, he built that one and has like a whole tutorial on it.
Yeah, Joey loves his. Tim loves his. Yeah, everyone that has a diesel heater loves their diesel heaters. So, I don't know. Invest in a diesel heater. You won't be cold again.
My is it's one more thing to fucking carry
But
around.
that's the thing. Yeah, you got to carry that fucking box and then that bag with the hoses and shit. So it's just more shit you got to bring.
I'm pretty limited on space right now.
And you got that draw.
And I got the draw. The power draw.
But yeah, dude, it's just more shit you got to carry. That's the only problem. It's one more thing you got to carry.
There's always enough room for one more thing.
And look at your truck, dude.
I guess that's my my last concern is we're gonna set up camp, and that's base camp, and then we move around Johnson Valley.
Same thing
those
we did
3 or 4 days.
Yeah, same thing we did last time.
Yeah.
So like bringing up like your heater or generator or whatever.
Yeah, it's not so much of a thing on this.
It's kind of a trust issue, right? I mean, whenever you go camping, you always leave things that you can't put an eye on 100%. You know, but that's the lifestyle, right? You just know, all right, well, you know.
Yeah.
I guess if you wanted to take my CPAP machine and be a fucking asshole, you could, you know. But I'll tell you what, if you took my fucking CPAP machine, I would hunt you down like a predator hunting down
an alien.
You know, whatever a predator
Xenomorph.
really. Yeah, you know, like whatever. I'd hunt you down like that. I'd shoot cannon, launch laser beams, and whatever the fuck I had, you know. But, you know, again,
cannons?
shoulder mount, yeah. But you know what I'm saying? Like, that's always a concern. Actually, it's not really that big a concern. You know?
Are you going to go back into your claustrophobia tent?
I don't know, man. I need to
Dude,
find
I'll
a more.
trade you for your claustrophobia.
I need a more
tent.
permanent.
That
solution.
sounds like heaven to me. Like,
How is
I'm
that not
locked in
a permanent
box of
solution?
darkness. Put me in that box of darkness.
It is
Thank
actually
you.
it is a permanent solution.
The only thing you need to do is a cot. Get a cot and set it on the cot. I did that last year at Hammers. Amazing.
Yeah.
It was so comfortable.
Yeah, because even with the
I have a cot I will bring for you.
Yeah,
if you need one.
I do. I have a cot too. I can give you. But the only problem with my cot is it's like
it's not big enough.
exactly. My cot is not. It's small. I mean, he got the job done.
guys can put
It's
your
an
cots-
average size cot.
we can
Put your cots
compare our
together.
cots together.
Yeah,
But
combine your
my
cots.
cot was just didn't quite fill the entire width or length
Yeah.
of the swag tent.
Cody, why are you looking at Ryobi stuff on?
Because we were talking about heaters, and I was checking to see if they had any heaters, which they have a propane heater, but I'm not going to get one of those. And then that made me think of our conversation about lighting around campsite and stuff. So I was looking to see.
Like a tripod.
Yeah, so they have
or
this like tripod light for $140 that
Why couldn't I make like some duct work that went from that connected my
From your
cab?
exhaust pipe?
Your exhaust.
No, from my cab, I can open up the back window. So from my cab into one of the windows.
Oh, you 100%
and
could.
just
But
run
you'd
my
be
truck
running.
here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you'd be running your truck all night.
No, not all night. I have the remote start. I could
Yeah,
remote
that's a
start
very
it.
good point. Mine too. Like I could go from the rear window, make a fitting out of the rear window, and duct it in, and just hit the remote start, let it run for 15 minutes.
With a fan on it.
Yeah.
So it would draw.
Yeah, Betty White. I'll send you some cot pics.
Right, then that's that's an option.
Yeah, but then you'd be spending. Yeah, you have to leave your car on.
But with my
How much
Casey, is the
gas
same
did you
thing.
get burned?
If I do the remote start, it runs for 15 minutes.
I have a Land Cruiser. I don't have that luxury. I have a '94 Land Cruiser. That wasn't around at that time.
Oh, I feel like your '94 Land Cruiser has more amenities than my 2013 Tacoma did.
Yeah, at least I had disc brakes.
Yeah, disc brakes. You had climate control. You had a
Probably shit
working
ton of
full-
cigarette lighters
Yeah.
and
Oh yeah,
cup
dude. I have
holders.
like six
Hidden ashtrays.
6 ashtrays. They're not hidden. That's the thing. They're not hidden. Yeah, Damon's like, "What are these for?" I'm like, "Ah, yeah. You don't see
Change.
these. Yeah, change." But
Yeah, so
gotta
this
figure
week,
something
guys,
out.
I'll start. It's been crazy busy. But this week I'll start sending out some notifications to people and talking about what our plans are and what we're gonna do and all that. So if you're interested, keep an eye out.
So that's one day we'll hit that trail, and then actually I guess we got to work on our itinerary.
Yeah, but I mean, we've been around Johnson Valley enough, and we've got enough maps to where I don't think it's going to be a problem. I mean, everybody will get there Thursday, go set up camp. We'll do like a short run Thursday. Friday and Saturday will be decent trail runs, and then Saturday. So one thing that happened last year is there were some people that wanted to go watch the race, and others that didn't. So Saturday might just be a day of, hey, if you want to go watch the race, this is where you go to watch the race. If you want to do something else, follow us, or whatever. But, yeah, we'll put together something.
yeah,
I mean, everybody that's going to go on this trip, anybody that goes on this trip is going to, I mean, you know what you get on one of our trips. So,
Ha!
Right.
all right.
Bring firewood.
yeah, bring a ton of firewood. I'll bring the fire starters. Mark will be there with his fancy gloves, I'm sure, managing the fire.
Mm-hmm.
Will he?
That's my expectation.
He's already in the chat room. I think last week he was ready to go.
If I'm not mistaken, I think he's expecting.
This is his last hurrah, dude. He's going to come. Mark's going to show up to Hammers. We will not see him for 5 more years. Apparently, my daughter is in the chat room now and says that we're
Killing
dorks.
us, yeah. Killing us.
So we just got clowned by my 7-year-old daughter.
It's come full circle.
Hi, Presley.
Hi, Stinky Winky.
So,
All right.
hates
all right. Well,
Anything else? You guys got anything else?
nope. I appreciate you guys holding down the fort while I'm running around doing stuff. But anybody that's on the Patreon team that is interested in going, feel free to hit me up via text or DM. But I will be trying to send out emails as soon as I put together a plan. But you guys know what the basic plan is, and it's going to be cold. All right. Anything else? All right. All right,
No.
everybody. Thank you guys for hanging out, and we'll talk to you next week.
So you go.